Hey, iOS here. Today we'll talk about the new Symmetra. I want to go over every single change and tell you what I think of them and how this is going to affect her playstyle and her spot in the meta. I want to start with her, most undervalued buff, which is her increased laser range, which has almost a 50% extra range buff. This makes her even stronger against characters like Genji, who, jump around a lot. I mean, if you look at the background footage, did you see how long that was? And it also really helps against the D.Va meta, because, the beam goes through a defense matrix. Obviously, the D.Va meta is a completely whole different topic, but, if things change, then Symmetra is a lot stronger against characters like D.Va. Now her new E, the little photon barrier shield that travels forward. In my opinion, it travels a little bit too fast to be of any use. It can take a punch, but it's not really comparable to Reinhardt's shield, and while the older ability was a lot more boring, where she was just giving out shields, I think it was better as a skill. I think they tried to make her kit more active, which, they definitely succeeded in, but the new E doesn't really have that much of a point, because of its quick travel speed. You can't really push with it, unless you, fully commit, and if you fully commit, you usually go with a Lucio speed boost. For those of you who don't know, the E travels at the default movement speed, so, basically at the same speed Symmetra moves and any other character besides Genji or Tracer. Next up we have the new shield generator, and I think that 2 ultimates on a single character is actually an interesting concept. It kind of reminds me of their design decisions for Heroes of the Storm. In my opinion, the teleporter will probably remain the better choice on point A of 2 CP, just because the time you save with the teleporter kind of outweighs the shields that you get, especially if you need to, wait so long until you get the charge for it. In all other situations, however, I think the teleporter may just become obsolete. 75 regenerating HP shield for everyone on your team is insane, and you can't place it inside of spawn anymore, but you can just place it right in front of it. And there's no LOS to it, meaning that, you can put it behind a wall and it's still going to shield all of your teammates. They don't have to, visit it or anything. All they need to do is in, 50 meters range, I think, which is insane. So, the shield generator could actually be one of the strongest ultimates, if not the strongest ultimate in the game right now, and people definitely shouldn't undervalue it. Both her shield generator and her teleporter got their HP reduced from 200 HP to 50, however they added a 350 HP regenerating shield, which basically means you have double the effective HP, and most of that is regenerating. This is incredibly annoying for flankers. Characters like Tracer or, Pharah or Genji, they kind of rely on going to it, dealing a bit of damage, going out, and this way just slowly tickling it down, but that's not really possible anymore, and this actually is kind of a big change, because if she puts only a few turrets around it, that's most of the time enough to protect it. Now the sentry turrets changes, we don't really need to talk about that, it's a clear buff. For those of you who don't know, one of the turrets only takes 10 seconds instead of 12 to recharge, and she can have a maximum of 6 in her bags. This means that she has no more turret downtime. As soon as it gets destroyed, she can just place another. There is no need for a Lucio taxi to get them all up in time at the start of the round. It also charges really quick, so she can just rebuild them constantly. And in my opinion, this is a good change. It makes her feel more engaging to play, in a way, because instead of waiting for your turrets to recharge all the time, which you did a lot earlier, you are always moving around the place. You're always looking for new places to place your sentry turrets in. So how do I think this will affect the meta? Flankers are insane with a 75 HP shield. Just imagine a Genji, running around with Torbjorn armor and a Symmetra ult shield. He has 350 HP. The tanks don't really benefit as much from the shield because it's, a lower part of their max HP. But for flankers, this is insane. What I don't like about it is that it makes 2CP even more boring than it already was. I mean, you can see in the background footage, it wasn't really that fun to play, because I wasn't really doing that much once I had my shield generator out. And for those who are wondering about her current viability, she gets picked a lot in high tier games. Even in 4K plus, and even higher, 4.2K, she gets picked a lot, which is actually crazy, but she's definitely a good pick. And one thing they wanted to change about her is, you know, kind of increase her viability, especially on different maps. And I think they definitely succeeded in that. So what's my verdict? She's definitely viable in a lot more situations, but really, really boring to play. Her E doesn't really feel all that useful. Her new weapon range feels really good. But, you know, the time will tell whether she's going to be completely useless or a must pick. And neither of those are, you know, situations that I want the game to be in. So I think Blizzard definitely, you know, shouldn't stop balancing her. She's definitely not done, and they should definitely look at, you know, win rates and gameplay and pro opinions. Because while she is a lot better than she was before, there's still a long road to go until Symmetra becomes a comparable pick to other characters. My name is Ioslux, and I'd like to thank you for learning.